Vegas. You see the crowd at the T-Mobile Arena Heavyweight Championship of the World. We are awaiting Deontay Wilder.
What's going on, YouTube?
Dealing with his
Infinite here with a late live. I've been watching the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury card, but up to the main event, I haven't really been through, so I haven't gained online. But the main event's about to happen, and I said, why not go live and let you guys know what's happening? A lot of you guys come to the channel for the MMA content. Today we got the boxing content, and still going to be a good time. I'm more up to date with some of the UFC's top contenders than boxing top contenders, so I didn't really know anyone from the undercard. I know the champions of the weight classes, but not really the top 1 through 5. But I still enjoy a good boxing match. So thanks for joining in. Smash the like button on your way out.
Think of how you feel right now.
Yeah, I'm going to do quick editing. Are you guys boxing fans? Who you got, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? Okay.
He's supposed to win this fight. Right. You always have to give Deontay Wilder a chance. He's dangerous, but he's dangerous in a different kind of way. He hasn't been humble the way that he was in the second fight. Every fight that he's come into, he's dangerous because of the right hand. We know that. And his mindset is, hey, when I hit you, you're going to fall. He knows that he needs this.
Right now, they got Andre Ward, Lennox Lewis, and someone else commentating the fight.
He can still fight on, but people don't look at him the same.
Right. Well aware of that. Well, his legacy and his reign definitely on the line tonight. Tyson Fury's is secure. Will we get to the 10 count? That is one of the questions to be answered tonight. But here's Mark Kriegel.
They're showing highlights of the first fight.
Unlike any ritual in sports, clock, timer. I counting to 10. Some 10 counts are mere formality. The heavyweight champion of the world. Others define an error.
They haven't started the fight, but I'm here.
Short-lived, but eternal. And like all things in boxing, subject to human error and larcenous conspiracy.
I wonder if Mike Tyson could beat Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He says in his prime he could. I don't know.
These are sacred seconds in a fighter's life. 10 beats that separate victory and defeat. Humiliation from everlasting majesty.
Yeah, welcome to the channel. Smash the like button, subscribe button on your way out. Fight has not started yet. They're just showing some history leading up to the fight. And yeah.
And I'll say this, guys. Tyson Fury heard 9 twice, as I mentioned. It takes real experience, Andre, to be able to hear that and then get up and recover.
They're both sitting in the ring about to get the fight announced by the dude who does the voice.
We as fighters, we spend our whole lives trying to stay away from hitting that canvas. Whatever's in you is going to come out. If you're a dog, if you're a guy that is going to bite down when things get hard, if you got that kind of resilience in you, it's going to come out. And if you don't, we're going to see that as well. Tyson Fury saved his career in that first fight by getting up at the count of 9. If he stayed down, we wouldn't be talking about this. And I don't think Tyson Fury would have had the run that he had thus far.
But even to know when a guy goes down, you'll see a lot of times an inexperienced fighter jumping back up before he's ready. To be able to hear the count and be calm, Lennox, that's remarkable.
Yeah, that is remarkable. Nobody really expected that. And, he had the consciousness of his mind to say, okay, let me take my time, listen to a ref. Okay, the count's still enough for me to get up and still come back. And it wasn't.
Yo, let me know if y'all can hear the fight commentary.
And he's lucky that he had that ref, because any other ref would have called it off straight away.
And no question, right, to be able to count. I think that's your job. Count to 10. He got to 9, got back up. Jack Reese was the referee you were speaking of. But I know what you're going to say. His lights seemed to be out.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't like, oh, let me listen to the count. He was somewhere else. He went away.
No, he was listening to the count with his eyes closed.
If the lights weren't out, they were definitely dim.
Yes.
I don't think he planned getting up at 9. I think he hit the canvas. He was hurt, and he just got up, and it just happened to be at the counter.
And I think it's fair to say, this is a good opportunity for us to see Deontay, to see how much he's learned, whether he's going to take his coach's direction and what this coach and him have been working on. That's Malik Scott for these last 20 months to see if he really took everything in. I think a punch changes everything, and you go back to your old self. What do you say?
I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, there's no guarantees in this sport. 20 months have passed. A lot of talking, a lot of stopping, a lot of going, delays. It's time to fight. It's time to get it on.
Is Tyson Fury dancing to Sweet Home Alabama? How does he? Yeah, okay. Deontay Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. By the way, we're told that probably trolling. Deontay Wilder is still. He says he's going to walk when he's ready to walk. He's getting his gloves on and everything else. The other fight went the distance, so we had an idea of when it was going to be, but he's not ready to walk just yet. But nothing controversial, we're being told. That's outside of Wilder's locker room right there, his dressing room. So he'll just walk when he's ready to go. All right, I think we will learn an awful lot in the first round. As I mentioned, Deontay Wilder threw better than 30 punches in all 12 rounds of the first fight. In the first round, he threw like 17 or 19. It's a big difference. The work rate is going to tell a lot more of the story.
Well, before the weigh-in, my whole thing was about the mindset of Deontay Wilder and where he was, and I still want to see that. But after seeing all the mass that he put on and how big he is, I want to see how he moves that extra weight, if he's as fluid, if that right hand still comes off like a whip like it used to. That's what I'm going to be looking for in that first round.
I agree with that, because when a guy hasn't been this heavy for his whole career, and then for the most important fight of his life is this heavy, we're going to have to see how that weight affects it. I know he put the weight on properly with, help and some sports science, but I still want to see how his body's going to react.
I thought watching both fights back-to-back, which I did this week, I thought Fury looked much better with the weight on. His body, he's a huge body. His frame was filled. He didn't look like he was slow, sluggish. I think the 277 is going to be the same guy we saw in the second fight.
Yeah, going into the second fight, I was concerned. I'm like, bro, why are you putting on extra weight? Why? Against a puncher like this, but he proved me wrong. He's about the same weight for this fight right here. He said he was going to be 300 or close to 300. He trolled us all. Even though I don't know if we believed him or not, he came in much less, and I think he's, again, right around where he was in the second.
Well, I think his size, Lennox, as I mentioned earlier, he's a couple of biscuits away from 300. Like, man that size.
What's up, John? No, the fight hasn't started yet.
By the way, we've got Michael Strahan getting ready to go. We've got some of the football crew out here watching this star-studded here ringside.
And talking about their expectations, what they would be surprised by, etc. And the fight is on the way. Probably like another 5 minutes or so. Everybody's on their feet waiting.
Just before the fight starts, you wonder, they know each other very well by now. In the first fight, as I mentioned, Andre,
it's not like it's just
Fury
one.
was so
Like the
conscious of
UFC,
Wilder's
there's
power.
one, but
He never
UFC
stopped
got
moving. He
the
was moving like a
promotion.
bantamweight, head movement, frenetic
But
movement,
still,
fake
nonetheless,
double
this
fakes.
is a big
We didn't see
fight.
that the second fight. So third fight, is he just going to walk toward the man?
I think he's going to do a little bit of both. I think we're going to see a hybrid when you look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury unlocked something in that first fight. He realized at a certain point that, hey, I have success when I back Wilder up. He's used to coming forward. He doesn't know how to fight going backwards, so that was the game plan to fight too.
We'll see what happens. Tyson Fury might
All right, we're waiting on Deontay Wilder right now to walk again. Not used to walking first. He used to walk last. Been a long time since he's been the challenger, but he is tonight. Let's go back upstairs to Kate Abdo and the guys. Kate?
Salute, John.
Thank you very much, Brian. Good to hear from you guys as we continue to wait for Deontay Wilder to feel ready to walk. This is interesting, isn't it?
Anthony Joshua just lost to Usyk,
like they said, he's
so
not used to walking first. I think that he's trying to make a statement.
with that fight,
He can only do so much talking, and I think now the weight is a
we'll
statement.
see what happens with this
Go
one.
ahead.
the fact
if
that it was
Deontay Wilder
reported
wins, Usyk is
by
going to
his
be a
camp
tough matchup.
that he
But
was
he might be able
landing
to
with the
knock
right
him
hand,
out.
what
Who
was it,
knows?
250%
Usyk gives me like
harder
some
as a result of the
crazy man look. Like he's got
if
the
you get
crazy
5%
smile,
harder if you're
and
Deontay Wilder, it feels like you
he
would
gets
like
beat up a
evaporate
lot, but
whatever
he's
you hit.
fighting hard.
If he has in
So
fact by
I
a
think
factor
Tyson
of 2 or
could
2.5
beat Usyk
increase the power in
because
his
they're
right
both
hand,
boxing versus
and he
boxing.
lands it,
But I
of
think
course he
Deontay
can
could
put
also
Tyson
beat
Fury to
Usyk just
sleep.
by
The
knockout.
problem
So
is landing it
we'll see what
against
happens.
the guy who, when you
Because
watch
Usyk
him
gets
play
hit,
defense, looks like
you
he's in
know.
the Matrix.
Anthony
Oh
Joshua was
yeah,
able
and
to
that
touch
guy
him
is
up
2
multiple
inches taller,
times.
40
It's just
pounds
he
heavier, and
wasn't
it just
as
stops
hungry
you.
enough to
That's the
finish
thing
him
about
or
Tyson Fury.
to
Not
really
only is he
fight for
quick,
it. So we'll
slippery,
see.
he can move like this and that. He's 6'9". He can do like this and keep anything off of him. Not just the big Deontay Wilder with that crazy right hand that he's got. So there's a lot that Deontay Wilder has to fight through in terms of trying to land that big right hand.
And Deontay's going to have to hit him in a way that
Yo,
turns the lights
salute.
all the way out.
So,
Because
Kia,
we've seen Tyson Fury against SS Cunningham, by the
what's
way.
up?
Like, he's fought guys that have knocked him down and looked like they were about to knock him out. He will always get up. On top of everything else, Tyson Fury has a first-rate championship heart. Deontay's going to have to hit him with something that takes that out of the equation by turning out the lights.
Well, Deontay Wilder has spent so long preparing himself for this moment. He's not going to rush himself now. Let's go down to Heidi Angel, who can tell us a little bit more about that process of preparation that he's been through.
Thank you very much, Kate. Yeah, I was just back there. There seems to be no issue. Just to calm Deontay
Yeah,
Wilder.
who do y'all
as he
want
said
to
he was going
win?
be.
Let
Now,
me
he
know.
did come in at a career high 238
John, who
pounds,
you
as
got?
you guys have mentioned. But his team, his nutritionist,
Sophia,
Jacqueline Flavor, she
salute.
was new to the team
Comment.
6 months ago. She said it wasn't about the weight, it was about the
I just
strength
have a
and his
feeling.
health. In terms of his diet, he changed things dramatically. He's
Yeah,
forgets
that'd
to
be
eat.
nice,
Not
man.
a
I
good
don't know.
thing when you're getting ready for a fight. This time, every single member of the team had a blueprint on their phone. They were texting when and what and how he ate, where he ate, making sure everyone was on the same page. Jacqueline was flying from Miami to Atlanta, driving 3 hours to Tuscaloosa every single Sunday to check in with her fighter
Yeah.
to make sure he was on
So,
track. And Max,
so
you
Kia,
just
if
mentioned
Wilder
it. I
wins
spoke
this
to his
fight,
doctor yesterday. They said they did the Cybex
do
testing
you want to see him
pre-camp,
fight Usyk,
post-camp, and that's
or do
obviously
you
the
want to
muscle
see him
contraction. His
rematch
power is in fact up, according to them, 250%.
Tyson Fury? Because they could
Heidi,
go
thank you very
again
much.
and have a
Listen, I'm
rubber
telling us
match.
then that at the moment there's no
Um,
issues, which makes you think that this is psychological.
Give me your
right? And I
estimate.
think that the
Give me your
psychological
answer,
side
then
of
I'll
this
give you mine.
fight is so interesting because if you're Deontay Wilder, you're coming into this fight knowing that in the first fight, Tyson Fury took your very best shots and he got back up off the canvas like ain't nobody in the world ever gotten back up after a right hand from Deontay Wilder in the way that Tyson Fury did. How does that affect you psychologically? How are you ready to fight him again, knowing that you couldn't damage him when you hit him right?
Everything that he's done, I mean, talking about even him changing his nutrition. Most people don't even realize that heavyweights, you still have to have a great nutritional program. So for him to change his nutrition just for this one moment, for this fight, means a lot. Means that I can't afford for you to take my best shot again and get up again. So that's why that preparation has been like that. But then go back to the fact that he's making Tyson Fury wait. This is that statement. I'm the king. He's trying to remind Tyson Fury that he's the king, no matter what's going on.
The problem is Tyson Fury outboxed him in the first fight, outmauled him in the rematch, beat him so comprehensively. How else do you beat somebody, right? Like and so this third fight, the pressure on Deontay, you have to compete. If you don't compete, the entire series will be seen as completely one-sided. If Deontay can pull a rabbit out of a hat, you're going to need a fourth fight to determine who's better between the two guys. But that's the kind of momentum shift in this series that's on the line here.
Well, I am hearing we are about ready. Let's take you down ringside one more time,
Cool,
hopefully
cool.
one final
So,
time, and send
you
you
would
over
like to
to
see
Brian
Wilder
Kenny.
fight
Yeah,
Usyk?
Kate,
Okay,
Max,
nice.
Shaw, don't go
And
anywhere,
if
though. Tail of the tape
Wilder
was
is
the
6'7",
championship of the world. Deontay Wilder is
238,
35 years old, nearly
35
36.
years
He's gone
old,
from
83
212
inch
pounds
reach.
to 231
Tyson Fury,
to
6'9",
238
85 inch
6'7",
reach,
238. Tyson
277,
Fury 6'9", now
33 years
277.
old. Tyson
He's gone from
Fury is
256
younger
to
than
273
Deontay Wilder.
to 4
I'm
pounds heavier.
surprised by
He's a
that.
younger man
I
at
would assume
32.
he was
And when you watch these
older,
two
but
fights,
he
it's
won that
evident.
unified
One started
belt
boxing
at a
the
young
age of
age
19,
and then
the other was
retired,
boxing right
and
out
now
of
he's
the
back.
bassinet.
So, script is flipped. And
This game, it's all about revenge. And now, this cat, your goal isn't to be on top, haunting the souls of the heavyweight, knocking down every new distinction. Hey, he's a new man with a new mindset. That same old golden right hand. It's a new day. Let me reintroduce the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. Say it with me now.
Oh, they got this WWE star over here promoting Deontay Wilder. Yo, Emperor, salute to the comment. Yo, smash the like button, guys, so that way we can get more people in here. And then y'all can have more people to chat with.
Every single member of the team had a blueprint on their phone. They were texting when and what and how he ate.
Hey, guys, I'm actually about to end this live. Come to my other channel, King Infinite Mindset, and catch you guys then. Deontay Wilder's coming out. Looking cool. All right.